Simply create a goal, make a plan, and take action. All big things come from small beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single, tiny decision. But as that decision is repeated, a habit sprouts and grows stronger. Roots entrench themselves and branches grow. The task of breaking a bad habit is like uprooting a powerful oak within us. And the task of building a good habit is like cultivating a delicate flower one day at a time. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Everything we need to be a success is already within us. If there is something we don't like about ourselves, we can change it. If we can't change it, it could be time for a perception change and a pivot. We can't let doubt and fear keep us from our ideal life. Even when we have no idea where we are or where we're going, with the right map, we can find our way back to our heart and to our truest self. Atlas of the Heart by Brené Brown. The truth is we usually know when something is not right. Stress and discomfort are good indications that a change needs to take place. When life becomes too complicated and we feel overwhelmed, it's often useful just to stand back and remind ourselves of our overall purpose, our overall goal. When faced with a feeling of stagnation and confusion, it may be helpful to take an hour, an afternoon, or even several days to simply reflect on what it is that will truly bring us happiness, and then reset our priorities on the basis of that. This can put our life back in proper context, allow a fresh perspective, and enable us to see which direction to take. The Art of Happiness by Dalai Lama. I was becoming very stressed because I was living paycheck to paycheck and running out of money before the month was up. So I decided something had to change. If I kept doing things the same way, nothing would change. In fact, things would have gotten worse because *T always happens, like the car having expensive engine problems or the air conditioner breaking down. If we're barely getting by, these inevitable problems will break us. What is the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? The One Thing by Gary Keller. The best thing to do is stop digging ourselves into a hole, assess the situation, figure out what actions or inactions are needed to get out of the hole, and then take action by changing bad habits like living a high-consumer lifestyle into good habits like eating at home. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Living life by new rules that support these good habits will be a bit uncomfortable at first, but after a while our old unhelpful habits will make us shake our heads in disbelief. I cringe when I think about what I used to do with my finances. We live in a world of cause and effect. So in order to get specific outcomes, we need to take specific actions. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one. Getting Things Done by David Allen. Planning is required so we know what actions to take and when we need to take them. Good planning is important. Good planning makes almost anything possible. Every action begins with a thought and a plan. We are planning machines. We plan when we get dressed, eat lunch, go to the store, even when we are simply talking. A good plan is clear, concise, and actionable. One of my favorite things about planning is that all I need to construct a good financial plan is my brain, a pen, a pad of paper, and some time. I even carry a mini pad and pen around with me because sometimes inspiration strikes at the strangest of times. I recommend this practice. Some of my greatest ideas happen when I'm doing other things like walking or doing the dishes. The journey is more important than the goal because it's during our journey that we learn and grow. Learning and growing is what life is really about. Living the Simplicity Lifestyle by Ted Wind. Putting ideas down on paper, making plans, setting achievable goals, and taking action moves our ideas from the hypothetical to reality. The journey towards our best selves may, at times, seem long and difficult, but every step we take will feel right and meaningful. The Simplicity Lifestyle Course by Ted Wind. Figuring out a destination and a goal is the most important thing. Without a goal, the journey can't even begin. Simplicity is the key if we want to live a life that is joyful and free. The Simplicity Lifestyle by Ted Wind. One of my goals has been to decrease my expenses and increase my acquisition of income, producing assets and assets that gain in value over time to the point of becoming financially independent. Financial independence is when we no longer need to work in order to pay for our liabilities and expenses. Being independently wealthy is every bit as much about limiting needs as it is about how much money you have. It has less to do with how much you earn. High-income earners often go broke while low-income earners get there, than what you value. Money can buy many things, none of which is more important than your financial independence. The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. Setting up expectations and achievable goals gives life a direction and purpose, and planning makes it all possible. A happy, healthy mind is the most important aspect of our overall health. 52 Small Changes for the Mind by Brett Blumenthal. If we're stressed and unhappy, it's time for a change. So let's create a goal, make a plan, and take action.